Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer League. This is our final day of spoiler log races, and we've got a great one here for you between the Sexy Gannons and Error 216. I'm Drosy. I'm here with Bandman. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good here for a Sunday evening. I'm a little disappointed that today is the last day of this week. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Seen tons of races where it's been jet seeds or a little bit longer, and I've enjoyed every single minute.
Yeah, and this should be a good one if the last match between these two teams is any judge. Earlier this week, Yagamoth defeated, who is on the Sexy Gannons, defeated the lane of Error 216 by all of 56 seconds.
Yeah, that's been a common theme with a lot of the races that I've seen so far is just how close these races are. And a lot of the races, like it always comes down to just a one decision on which way to go.
Yeah, so this should be a good one too. Phant's got his work cut out for him though, because Eriror is one of the top NMG players. So with the heavy emphasis on execution here, Eriror will definitely have an advantage there. And so the question is whether Phant's pilot Freddy will be able to route him more efficiently than Eriror's pilot Big Dunka.
Yeah, both these teams, like I said, they've been busy so far. This is actually Eriror's fourth race of the league so far. While this is Phant, this is his third as well. So it's going to be interesting here, like you said, with Eriror being one of the top NMG runners. I think Phant on his side might have to take a few extra risks here to maybe keep up with him, but you never know. So, and we get started with the fire rod.
Yeah, and the bow. Wow. Not too often you see important weapons in both Sank and Link's house.
Yeah, those are definitely very nice early finds. Don't have to worry about too many dark rooms as long as they got a torch.
And it looks like Eri's off to do a houlihan, which is a popular opening strat. It gives your partner some time to look through the log, and you can rack up some rupees.
Yeah, it looks like Phant's kind of doing the same thing, but he is farming bombs here at the 50-50 locations to start out here. Looks like going through the south route, going to do our usual Kakariko checks here.
Okay, chat's freaking me out right now, but I'll just pretend that's not happening. Anyway, Phant's now our first runner in Kakariko. While the houlihan routing worked out well for Eri because once you exit houlihan, you're at Link's house, so at that point he could just duck in and get his fire rod. And I guess we're not hunting the GT big key today.
Okay, so if your guess was 2, you win today. Since that was our second chest that we checked. Oh, wait. We didn't start the bot for that, did we?
No. And Eri didn't start his timer either, so... I know the two runners aren't perfectly synced, but we don't know how out of sync they are without, seeing a timer on Eriror's side.
We found the Moon Pearl and the big key to Eastern Palace there in the back of the well. While Eri, you're picking up some bombs. Didn't get a whole lot of luck there on those 50-50 bomb places. While Phant making his way now back into Blind Hut. And we got a small key to Castle Tower. Uh-oh. A heart piece. And another heart piece. So getting a few safeties here on Phant's side, which I don't blame him at all, because a lot of these races, if you really have not seen them, usually it's a low percent. Usually don't see more than 7-8 hearts on either runner's side, while we get a small key there in the back of Blind Hut.
Big key.
Oh, is that the big key?
Yeah, I think that was the pod big key. And yeah, the other thing about collecting pieces of heart is, if the pilots really plan it out carefully, they can get their runner to get a fourth piece of heart right when they need a health refill in some difficult dungeon.
Oh, and there's our required medallion there in the mushroom spot. Very open place there to find that, so don't have to worry about waiting too long. But then again, Meyer and Turtle Rock, both of them are pendants today, so we probably may not go into them, but with that medallion pickup, I think we're going to be going in there.
Well, there are two possibilities. One is Freddy's still reading the log and hasn't yet totally worked out whether we're going to have to dip one of those dungeons and told Phant, you should pick up that bombos just in case. Or he has worked out, we are going to see at least one of those dungeons and that bombos is required.
Yeah, if we also take a closer look at our tracker as well, Thieves Town is a green pendant. And then our 5-6 Desert Palace and Swamp. So not so kind here on some of the required crystals we need to get into Pyramid Fairy or what Sahov he's got.
Oh, chat pointing out that Phant never grabbed that bow from Sank.
Ooh.
And while with the big key and the fire rod, this is all totally in logic. Not that anyone cares about logic around here. He's not going to be able to beat it without that bow.
And we just found the second castle tower key. So is this an Aghanim seed, maybe?
Yeah. Whether that's for our Dark World access or that's for Lumberjack. You don't generally pull both castle tower keys unless you're planning to beat Aga 1.
Oh, we find our first sword of the game there in Eastern Palace. Kind of a nice little convenient pickup. Oh, find the flippers and our glove. Wow, they're in Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, that is a nice mini Moldorm, but yeah, it is just unfortunate because now Phant's going to have to double dip Eastern. Not that it's a huge trek, though without the boots, it does eat up a bit of time getting over there.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a question we might have to ask him here at the end of the match if we can remember that far. And Eriror making his way here to the Waterfall Ferry. We got, the hook shot. And a small key to another small key.
Well, we're going to need a lot of pod small keys depending what's in there. I mean, if there are no items you need and you just want to bum rush Helma King as quickly as possible, you want 2 keys for that. One's the absolute minimum if you go through the bow-locked side. But if you want to get to the back, you're going to need even more.
And Phant is carrying a fish to where?
The fish will give a reward. I don't know what the fish reward is.
A bomb.
Oh, nice. So that's in the spoiler log. What the fish will give there, I think. That's actually an amazingly heads-up play. I've never seen that before.
I only thought you could throw the fish there north of the dam. I didn't know you could actually throw him in Lake Hylia. So
you can throw him anywhere where there's deep water.
I remember doing that when I was a kid, and I think usually you got about 20 rupees or something like that.
Yeah, and you can also take the fish to the bottle vendor and he'll give you 100.
I think I knew that one, but I've only seen that one because of Inverted, I believe. Inverted or Randomizer. Can't remember exactly what I've seen now.
Also decides to just leave Eastern. This is interesting because, you got the big key and a light source. only 4 hearts, but the game only really expects you to have 4 hearts in Eastern.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting why he noped out of that as well. I mean, just like you said, it's a clearable dungeon. I mean, yeah, we don't have the lamp, but I'm sure these guys don't need their lamp. And I mean, Phant's going to prove that right now, going here into the old man cave, making his way up Death Mountain. So,
but again, Eri has the hook shot. Phant doesn't, so Eri will be able to do East Side Death Mountain if there's anything they need to get out of, like Paradox Cave. But Phant will now have the save point, so he can get back there pretty easily.
big key to Thieves Town. So there's, oof. Well, I mean, at least that gives us our mountain intro here, but big key to Thieves Town. I mean, now we need to find the hammer first, but then we can't complete it.
Yeah, once we have Dark World access, we can complete Thieves Town. Could just be something in the attic for all we know, but it could also be something on the Green Pendant turn-in.
I mean, the way this seed's kind of setting out itself right now, I mean, with 2 Castle Tower keys, it's kind of making you think that we got an Aga seed, and then with that possible Green Pendant. Especially 10 minutes into the game, it's kind of early. Finding the cape and a big key to Ice Palace. One of our 2 unnecessary big keys, but might be some in the big chest for that.
Well, these days with glitches, there are several unnecessary big keys.
That is very true. Ooh, blue mail.
Because with that hook shot, you can use the Harapot glitch and not need the Harabig key to get up.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, this game being 30 years old, and we're still finding glitches that we can use. And with that cape, Eriror looks like he's going to go take on Aghanim.
Wow. Well, okay. Looks like there's something in Uncle first, but if he really does a 4-heart fighter sword Aga Tower climb, that's pretty crazy.
Oh, and there's our lamp. Oh.
Which gives logical Aga access.
Yeah, that it does. Because if I remember correctly, there's only really, one room total in Aga Tower that doesn't have any torches that you can't light, if I remember correctly. But it's an easy dark room.
Right. I mean, by far the hardest dark room in Aga Tower has torches. At the same time, you kind of want to save that fire rod power for beating some of the more difficult guards that would take quite a long time with fighter sword.
Yeah, that they do. It takes about 4 or 5 spins to take down just these gold guards here in this very first room.
But each of them will go down with a single fire rod shot, but given Eri's small magic supply and he just had to use a little bit on that cape, he only has 1 fire rod shot.
And then Phant just picked up his cape, and it looks like, oh no, I thought maybe he was going to go in the same direction what Eriror's going, but he's going a different direction. Find our first bottle.
Yeah, when it's on the way like that, that's just a nice safety to pick up.
Yeah, it's just too bad it was an empty bottle. I bet you they wouldn't mind seeing a blue goo or, 2 bottles.
Both
2 empty bottles. Okay, I gotta admit, that's something different. I don't think I've ever seen that in Aga Tower before. 2 empty bottles.
I'm just realizing, Did Phant try going into Paradox Cave earlier and was out of bombs? Is that what happened there?
I believe so. Because he did just buy bombs there to the east of Link's house.
Yeah, inventory management is a real challenge in spoiler races. Normally, you just get enough stuff out of chests.
Yeah, and a very timely big magic drop now on Eriror's side, so now he can spam that fire rod just a little bit more.
So now Phant's got that cape and can do Aga Tower.
Okay, so everybody's second favorite game here. How many blue balls are we going to get today? Are we going to be nice, see the usual average 3, or are we going to see more or less?
I'm gonna go for the painful 6. I don't know why, I just feel like this is gonna be a punishing seed. What do you think?
I'm going to go 2 today. I think the way this season's kind of been going so far, I think he's going to be a little nice, so... And at the exact same time, Phant finally picking up that bow, so, and now making his way back into back escape. Or no, he's setting up a Houlihan as well.
Yeah, so that early Houlihan's paying off for Eri, but this will put Phant in the right... Oh, I guess he just wants pod money when he gets out of Aga Tower.
Well, it looks like I was wrong. We're on number 3 already.
Does that mean the 15 dream is alive? Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. I think the most I've seen in one of these races, not this season, I think it was about 11 or 12. There's 4.
So 4 it was. Did anyone actually guess that?
I think I saw somebody in chat say 5, and you also said 5 as well. So if this is the price is right, then you are the winner because you did not go over.
And it said 4.
So it looks like we're going to get that pod check already. I mean, first place we checked, so maybe a possible French vanilla hammer here. I mean, with the 2 keys, unless the hammer's here, we cannot complete it. But then again, might be another important item or key we need. And another forced double dip.
So yeah, now we will see why we had an early pod play and only 1 key. And we don't exactly have hammer, so we're not using that 1 key to rush Helma.
No, and using that 1 key right away, so items got to be here early in the front, but there's also a good possibility too that we might see a key here in pod. And there
wow. It is. Vanilla pod key, nothing like it.
Yeah, that seems to kind of be the trend. I saw a couple races this weekend where there's been at least 1 or 2 pod keys actually in pod, so. It's probably going to be the only time this day where I'll actually be right, so. Better go buy my lottery ticket now. Ooh, a nice heart container there. So that brings him out up to 5, and blue mail, so...
And we're going to see a hammer yump here. You don't get 123 in NMG without knowing how to hammer yump.
Oh, finding the boots. So that's why we go into pod this early, finding the boots. So going from here, where's your next stop, Drosy? Where are we going to?
This is a screaming lumberjack.
Yes, it definitely is screaming lumberjack. And it looks like that's where he's going to. So that's going to be interesting, though. So, unless maybe this is the hammer, maybe the only place I can think it would be in, maybe. Oh, that's right. Chad's saying Bonk Rocks. We haven't seen Bonk Rocks yet either.
That's true. It could have been a Bonk Rocks play, but you were right. Hammer's right there, so Aga was absolutely required.
Okay, I'm right twice in one day. That never happens, and I will admit I have not looked at the log yet today, so that's pure luck on my end.
Harry getting mugged a bit there. He's pulling that Bombos too, and Dunk has clearly had enough time to read the log by this point in the race that there must be something required in Meyer, TR, or both.
Yeah, that definitely does not got to be a good feel. I mean, especially having to go into TR and Misery Mire. Hopefully it's not too deep in the dungeons. But knowing our luck, it's probably on Laser Bridge.
Chat pointing out, by the way, that the seed logic expects you to have like 5 pod small keys before you can get those boots. Because the logic doesn't know that it's spoiler mode, and the logic always assumes you use keys in the worst way possible.
And it looks like Eriror making his way now back to Skull Woods. It is completable there with that Fire Rod. But again, Fire Rod, no half magic, 5 hearts, blue mail, and a fighter sword. That doesn't really seem too tempting. But then again, with these runners, it's probably nothing.
We'll probably see a few hammer hits on Moth if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know personally, for me, I've always had a hard time with the Mothula hammer fight just because of how weird the hitbox is for that hammer.
Yeah, and even in NMG, Kiki runs away. Phant does have enough money to get Kiki back and still have him open the dungeon, but he's gonna lose more time. But yeah, I was gonna say, even in NMG, you're fighting Moth on a tempered sword.
And the Gibdo not wanting to play very nice today, trying to stay away from that spike at all possible.
This is interesting. Phant's going down the left side in the front. I wonder what's down here.
There's 3 and 1 more. There's number 4. Ooh, 300 rupees there. Down the basement. Get a small key off Mothula from Misery Mire.
I wonder if Phant wants to fill those empty bottles he got in Aga Tower, or else if we're going to see a Zora play eventually.
Yeah, right now, I mean, with the way things are looking right now, having a couple safeties in those bottles would be nice, especially when we later part of the game we get to, but I'm sure neither one of these runners really need that many safeties, do they?
Probably not, but hey, it is still low percent. And I find it interesting, you know, how often do you see Skull Woods as the first boss down?
Yeah, that is kind of rare.
Especially, I mean, every so often the seed logic will force it, but either of the runners could have done Eastern first.
Finally getting to see Hype Cave. Ooh, Titan's mitts. And that's all we're getting out of Hype Cave, so...
So Aga was both our Dark World access and our Lumberjack access. Oh, looks like Phant might not know Hammer Yump.
Find the big key of Tower of Hera. Looks like he's going to be picking up all the money here, so makes me kind of wonder: are we going to go to, or not Aghanim? Are we going to see a Zora seed possible?
I do wonder. I also wonder how he's going to get those boots. I mean, he's got to know Hammer Yump because he's out of keys.
Wow, 23 digs there for that heart container.
That's a time investment.
Is he going to have enough time here to make the hammer jump here by misplacing that one bomb? Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of time there.
And even gets a bomb refill while he's waiting.
Man, King's Tomb, we have ourselves a big key to Desert Palace. So Desert Palace now fully completable.
We're doing pretty well in the big key collection department, and Desert Palace would be completable if we could get into it.
Oh, yeah, it's true. We don't have a mirror or the book yet, do we? Or the flute.
Right. So where's Eri taking us now?
Oh, sick kid. And oh, silver arrows from the sick kid. Whoa.
That's a nice grab.
Okay, now I can see him go and take on Armos Knights now. I mean, that's a fairly easy location once you go into Aga Towers. So 6 arrows compared to, what, 18, 19 arrows to take down Armos Knights?
Yeah, and once we go and do like Helma and Argus, those will be a little bit shorter too.
Ooh, there's a Swamp Palace small key.
Yeah, from a logic standpoint, in Key Sanity, the small and big keys of Swamp Palace are effectively reversed because the small key gets you the whole dungeon and the big key only gets you one chest.
Yeah, and let's see how far Eriror goes into Thieves Town. Looks like he's going to go check either one of these 2 chests. Nope, checking the vanilla big key chest, while Phant checking out the back of Hype Cave, 20 rupees, 20. Oh, there's the book. So there's our entrance into Desert Palace now, and just some 3 big red 20s there in the back of Hype Cave. So other than that, Titan's mitts, Hype Cave was kind of a dud, but I would still give it a good 6 out of 10 on that for that Titan's mitts.
So, meanwhile, Eri left Thieves Town, but both runners went to the trouble of picking up that Thieves Town big key.
Yeah, and look, I'm not sure where Eriror is going right now, because I thought he already checked Waterfall Cave. Oh, he's going to the ferry. Using those empty bottles finally. Picking up a red goo. Oh, they're going to pick up 2 of them.
I wonder if maybe both of their pilots misread big key chest as big chest and thought they'd have to go to the back for the Book of Medora.
That's a good possibility, because I know for me personally, when I'm reading the spoiler log, I have that problem quite often.
Oh, I've seen runners make that mistake all the time.
Yeah, because that's the thing about the interesting about the spoiler log. When you try to read it here, some of it, unless you know where all your map and compass and big key chests are at in the dungeons, very easy to confuse. And then sometimes we call them different names and than what they are in the spoiler log. So
it's also interesting. We have some convergence now in Ice Palace. This is gonna be tough. 5 or 6 hearts, blue male fighter sword. And Phant didn't realize he needed that mirror out of the compass room.
yeah, so that now puts Swamp Palace in the completable category. I'm just trying to look at our tracker here, and I'm trying to think of what all we need here to finish it. We need the red cane, obviously.
Well, we assume we need the red cane because both runners went to the trouble of getting the Bombos medallion. But it could just be something in the front of Meyer.
It's true, because we don't have to go on that Ganon's Tower key search, so it's always a nice thing. You know, I think this is the first race in quite a while where I have not seen the icebreaker glitch happen here in Ice Palace. Always kind of nice to have a change of pace every once in a while.
Yeah, and since they both have that big key, they don't even need to do the bomb jump. Well, I guess it depends where the small keys are. Because, yeah, they don't have Samaria, so it makes life a lot easier to be able to do the bomb jump.
And it looks like Phant needs to go a little bit to his left, maybe. Oh, no. Looks like you got on that one. And without finding any of the small keys here, got to take the long way around here. The dungeon, kind of take the vanilla pathway. And we got ourselves a small key. Oh, another pod small key. So that brings us our count up to 3. And Phant looks like he's going straight down to Cold Stare. So what we got here? 5 hard blue male Cold Stare fight with the fighter sword and the hammer. And he does have a full guitar, the fire rod, and the bombos. So at least he's going to fight not completely too bad. Getting as many fire shots as he possibly can.
So how did Phant wind up down at Cold Stare ahead of Eriror for all that? Because he entered the dungeon first, but then his routing early on kind of put him behind.
He did not go pick up the small key out of pod there in the spike room.
Oh.
And he went and he got the key that was where the little hammer pegs were at to go through the dungeon. So that was a different
But he's now going to have to do the whole dungeon again.
And
that's just rough. I mean, he wasn't able to corner Cold Stare, and that Master Sword is a nice reward. But yeah, he wasn't able to corner Cold Stare after breaking the shell, and that just made the fight really difficult for him.
Yeah, so there we are, 32 minutes and 30 seconds here. Eriror now with 2 crystals completed. And possibly maybe time for the Eastern Palace and pod combo. And getting bodied here by both the guards. Holy cow. They're not playing nice today. I guess he's going to go do Eastern first before Pod.
Which is interesting because he has the mirror. Well, yeah, we do have the Pod Big Key. We got that back in Kakariko.
Oh, we're getting ourselves a King Zora check here on Phant's side. And we get, oh, the flute. Holy cow.
So we still don't know if Myers required, but it certainly makes getting around the map easier.
Yeah, they did pick up a small key, so I would at least assume that it's safe to assume that they're going to at least make a dip into Meyer. Or at least I'll make the assumption about that. I'll leave you out of my guess here, Drosy.
So regarding Pod and keys, the only things Eriror wouldn't be able to get at this point would be the vanilla big key chest and the harmless Hellway chest, because, you know, we've already hammer yumped our way to the dark maze, and we have the one extra key to get to Helmasaur. So yeah, I don't know if they just weren't thinking that it would be easier to do Pod first, or if one of those two chests does have something and we'll need another key.
And you're making quick work here in Eastern Palace with those silver arrows.
That is a bit weird. He shot the first one too early, it looked like.
Yeah, an enemy actually survived a silver arrow shot here. And there goes Armos Knights. 35 minutes in, that's his third crystal of the game. Wow, looks like Phant now here in the Misery Mire area. Gonna check out Myers' shed first.
And with the mirror out, it looks like he might be skipping that book and just using the flute as his desert access.
Oh, there's our third bottle of the match with the green potion. So good find, and now he's heading south, so maybe he's going to hit that number 5 portal. Wow, Phant going straight back to face Landmos. So here we are, we're about 2 rooms away from Phant's Landmos fight here. Doesn't have a whole lot of magic here, so he's going to have to use the lamp here, and unfortunately he's going to have to use a fighter sword bow here for Landmos.
Yeah.
Kind of a vanilla fight here.
He never grabbed the silvers. I mean, that would have been an easy pickup when he went back to CAC to activate the flute.
Yeah, he was right there, so he did pass it up. And, using hammer strats here to take out Landmos here.
Chat pointing out he could also use that green potion he just got and then have Fire Rod strats, but pretty swag kill with the hammer. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. But my all-time favorite Landmos kill will always have to be the Blue Cane bomb strat. Saw that in a race a couple years ago. And 37.5 minutes, that is Phant's first crystal of the game, taking down Landmos.
Yeah, and, you know, on the one hand, yes, he did make things unnecessarily difficult for himself. On the other hand, that was an awesome Landmo kill.
Yeah, that is. You got to give him a pat on the back and some props for that. And now you're now just a few rooms away and a long corridor from taking on everybody's favorite cat here, I guess you could say, here with King Helmosaur.
And it looks like Phant's going for Tower of Hera here.
And one silver arrow after 17 hammer shots, and down goes King Helmosaur. That's crystal number 4. And it looks like we're going to see ourselves a hair pot here. Got ourselves a small key to another pod small key. So that's number 4 to our count here when it comes to pod small keys.
Though each runner has only gotten 3, so that's probably, you know, since Phant skipped that one in ice, that's probably to make up for it.
Yep, there he goes. Gets the hair pot there on about the 3rd try. Very nicely done. Now make it up. Now all of a sudden he's on the 5th floor.
I'm guessing we'll see another hammer boss fight here.
And it looks like Eriror now here using this portal, make his way now to Swamp Palace with that mirror. And there goes down Moldorm. So that now brings his crystal count now up to 2. Gives himself 300 more rupees, so he could use that money to go pay for some more safeties if he would like with that green potion of his.
You know what? We're about to see, with Eri now going into Swamp Palace, we're about to see all 7 crystals between the 2 runners with no overlapping crystals.
You know, you're absolutely right. I don't think I've ever seen that in a race before where we've had all 7 done and no overlapping. That's actually pretty cool.
Which also means that unless there's a key we need to get, we're not going to need to go into Mire or T-Rock.
Yeah, I mean, right now we don't have any GT small keys, but at this point, that seems like it doesn't really matter that much, mainly for the fact that we can find a couple keys underneath pots and everything else there in Ganon's Tower.
Right, since it doesn't seem like we'll need anything out of Ganon's Tower, you just go down to the torch room, one room to the left, grab that key, and then get the key upstairs off the mini Helmas. So I guess the Bombos was just a safety play? I mean, it certainly helped on Cold Stare with not having half magic, being able to break Cold Stare's shell with Bombos left magic for doing fire rod shots.
Are we going to see a left side Swamp Palace play here? Nope. Okay, for a second I thought we were going to have a left side play there because I saw Eriror start to make his way left side, then he realized, oh, he forgot the key, so and then he went back. So thank goodness no left side on that one.
Yeah, I mean, other than safeties, I can't see what else these runners need.
And not using the diver down technique here on Eriror's side, just going to unflood this room and go straight to the back. And now here's Eriror going to be taking on Argus here. I'll eventually get the right boss name out here. Using a double hook shot with the sword spin, taking out these puffs, making it look easy. And there goes all the puffs, getting the silver arrows out here, and boom, there goes Argus. That's crystal number 6. Or no, sorry, crystal number 5. And it looks like Phant now a room away from taking on Cold Stare for the second time.
And yeah, Eri's probably not going to Zora for the flute at this point. He's just going to run over Dew Desert the Vanilla Way with the book, and then up Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think right now he's probably done checking a lot of chests. I think from here on out he's just gonna go straight running each one and getting bodied there by Cold Stare on Phant's side, but use that green potion, taking out the puffs here. There they go. There go down Cold Stare on Phant's side. That's crystal number 3.
Yeah,
getting his Master Sword.
I was a bit worried because, again, he wasn't able to corner Cold Stare, but the potion sure helped.
Yeah, that it did. And that was using that green potion that he found a little bit earlier. He did go buy a blue potion before going into Ice Palace for the second time. So I think he was good on safeties there. And since we're kind of now on seeing things that we've already been seeing before, let's make sure we give a follow to both these runners here with Phant and Eriror. Their Twitch IDs are there in the chat. Also give their pilots a follow as well. You got Fred A and Big Dunk for both teams. And also give their teammates in here on Sexy Gannons. Their third one is Yagamouth. And we have Thalane on Air 216. So make sure you give them all follows. Give my co-com Drosty a follow. Give our wonderful tracker T Sigma 6 a follow. Without everybody's help here, we wouldn't be able to bring you some entertainment here on your Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, or whenever you're watching this on demand.
Yeah, on the topic of time zones, it's worth noting the time difference between these two runners, with Phant being on the North American West Coast and Eriror being in Europe. They have a 9-hour time difference, so scheduling this match must have been fun.
Oh man, that sounds very, very difficult. And in baseball terms, there's strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3. And Lemos is out of there. So that's crystal number 6. So now you just got to a very quick Tower Hera dungeon there. Going to use the Hera pot. So we're probably going to be here in GT probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So probably a sub 50 GT.
I mean, he does have to climb the mountain and then go through Hera, but yeah, he should be entering GT right around the 50-minute mark.
To me, it's always kind of unusual here, especially with spoiler log seeds, where it seems like the average seed is usually between 40 and 50 minutes long, compared to a usual rando seed that's anywhere from an hour and a half long.
Yeah, now the thing is that with this being spoiler key sanity, the seeds are running a little bit longer, so they tend to be about an hour. I think the fastest we've seen was it yesterday? There was a race that was not only just over 50 minutes, but was decided by 8 seconds.
Yeah, I think I saw that match. Yeah, there was some really fast jet seeds yesterday. Oh, red mail.
Nice safety grab since it was on the way.
I say the only thing they're really looking for right now is if they really want to find it, and hopefully there's one here on the way of finding the tempered sword. But at the rate that he's going, he's probably not going to find it. So this might end up being a Master Sword Silver Ganon fight here.
That was a nice hammer dash into that Lionel, if you saw it, because the Master Sword won't actually damage Lionel except for a spin attack.
Yeah, that was a very nice hammer dash on that one. You don't see that one very often. Usually everybody mirrors out or already has a tempered or gold sword to take him out. And wow, that was a fast hair pot. You blinked, you missed that one. And we got Phant now taking down Mothula. That brings his crystal count to number 4. Picks up his small key to Misery Mire. All right, Dross, here, I got a question for you. How come on this fight right here, on Moldorm, sometimes we get the boss music, sometimes we don't? Is that just a coding problem?
Yeah, I think I once asked about it. I'm not sure what the deal is. I mean, yeah, they would normally be playing Pendant Dungeon music in the vanilla there. So, yeah, it's got to be some sort of randomizer bug, but I don't know the details.
Yeah, it's one thing I kind of noticed as I was watching the races this weekend. And I was just kind of curious if anybody actually knew the answer to that.
Yeah, and Freddie, Phant's pilot, remarking in chat that one of the other sword upgrades was in Mimic Cave, so
Ooh.
I don't think we were going to see that.
Oh, man. It seemed like in the last few races I've seen, Mimic Caves held something nice. And there's the 1 key pickup there for the basement, so making his way up GT. While Phant now here making his way into pod. Gonna complete that this time. Has his 1 key, so he's probably gonna go straight to go take on King Helmasaur.
Yeah, he'll have an easy enough time of Pod and Eastern, but then he still needs to go through Swamp.
Well, at least he did go back to Sick Kid and pick up those silver arrows, so the fight will be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, he should be able to use them on all 3 remaining bosses he has.
And now here, Eriror making his way up now to start this so-called gauntlet here.
And chat pointing out something interesting to us. If you saw on the previous floor with Eri, he shot a mimic with a silver arrow and it didn't die. Why? Because he hit it with a sword beam at the same time, and the game is so great that a sword beam will override an arrow hit.
Oh, really? I did not know that. That's very interesting. I've learned quite a lot this week.
And also, chat's discussing Big Dunka, who's Ares' pilot, is talking about why we didn't see the other sword upgrade besides the one in Mimic. There's a sword in Compass Room. Compass Room is locked by Cane of Samaria. Cane of Samaria is in Stalfos Room, and they didn't really want to do the back and forth just to get tempered. Which also meant that Eri had to do that Wizrobe room on Silvers rather than the way you normally see it with Samaria.
Man, the last 2 swords were kind of rude.
Fortunately, the Wizrobes are dropping arrows left and right so he can restock.
Yeah, and right there on Phant's side, King Helmasaur does go down, so that's crystal number 5. And he's try to get his mirror out so that he could just mirror out and go do Eastern for pennant number 6 for it, or not pennant, crystal number 6. And now here we are on Moldorm 2.
Not even bothering with the hammer, just gonna do 3 Master Sword spins.
Oh, that was a very nice hook shot invulnerability frames. Wow. Moldorm went right through him. And Drossi, are you any good at math?
I flunked agonometry in high school.
I got as far as algebra 2, so I never got that far.
But what do we have here?
There's a single and a double, so we're halfway through it. Oh, that's not a very friendly. There's. I'm assuming that was another single.
Looked like one.
No, that was a double.
No.
Okay, so it's double, single, double, single.
Well, fooled me.
Yeah, same here. And the duck we did not let loose here, or at least not on Eriror's side anyways, so.
Yeah, that's another great thing about, Rando, that the duck shows up even when you don't free it. But speaking of ducks, yeah, the apathy duck references in chat are going totally over my head. I don't know what GT strats of his Eri was copying on the way up.
And now we get to see the very long Ganon fight here. 24 spins. Doesn't have the Cane of Samaria to help him out a little bit here, so this fight's going to be a little bit longer. While Phant, he just took down Armos Knights for his 6th crystal. All he has left is Swamp Palace before making his way up to GT.
I honestly wonder, since the Cane was just... He went to get the key under the pot, and it was just 2 more rooms to get to Stalfos' room. It might have been worth getting that Samaria just to speed up the Ganon fight.
Yeah, and he had there for the first part of phase 2 had a really nice setup where Ganon was the same thing right here. Needs to be careful because I think he only has 1 red potion left here, but I think, yeah, you're right. So he just now finished up his his phase 2. Going to use his last red potion here.
But we're past the tough phases because as long as you get the spin attack, Ganon turns blue, you got the silver arrows. And Phant, unfortunately, is only now entering Swamp for what'll be his final crystal.
Yeah, and don't need to worry here about the torch glitch here, and gets a spin on that one, but is he going to get a shot here? Oh, just missed.
No. He's got to be careful with his magic, too.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a green goo like what Phant had.
Okay, he switched to lamp to conserve his magic.
Oh, that's a good setup there. Or 1, 2. Oh, just missed a triple. And he'll get to his last one right there. So that right there goes down the big pig. All he has to do now is just cross a 1x3 bridge, and he will be declared the winner here of the race. And he goes across official time, 56 minutes and 30 seconds. Throw your GGs there into chat there for Eriror.
And still doing sub-hour on an Agaseed must feel really good.
Yeah, that's a very, very impressive time here with the 56 minutes. And it looks like Phant going to continue here, going through Ice Palace, going to go straight back and take care of Argus.
And it sounds like we have Eriror in the comm booth with us. GG's.
Yo, thanks!
Did you have fun with the items or lack thereof that the seed was throwing at you?
The seed was fine. I would have liked a tempered somewhere. See, either I want tempered or I don't want silvers. I guess that's the point. Yeah, I guess.
You just don't like a Master Sword Silvers fight?
It's like, you have to hit Ganon with the spin. And it is real awkward to, like, if you're so ingrained to do, like, silverless spins on Ganon, to, like, suddenly switch that into, like, hitting him in time before he shoots the fire bats. It's just, I don't know. I'm so used to doing it one way that, yeah, whatever.
So, I mean, it's by no means an easy fight.
He's just an NMG pro.
And, like, did you think about taking the detour to get Samaria just to make the first couple of phases easier there?
Oh no, hell, no. Like the first two phases aren't usually a problem. I just knew I could go relatively gung ho because I had red mail and 2 potions. So that wasn't really the problem. It's just phase 4s for awkward with silvers and elastic sword. If anything, I would have wanted tempered somewhere, but they were both super out of the way. It was not perfect, and I wasn't going to like flex on my opponents just by going super out of the way to get them. That would be pretty rude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Compass is just a little bit far enough out of the way to not want to go there to get tempered.
Yeah, I needed to get Samaria first for that as well, right?
Right, but then you're effectively just, doing the standard route formerly known as Dark Magician.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that's such out of the way check that it just seems kind of BM to do that just to get tempered when it's just practically faster to just go straight to Ganon.
Yeah, and well, you had no problem fighting your way up the tower with silvers either.
No, exactly. Yeah, GT was actually really good. Very, very happy with the strats there. They really I think really the main execution flaw was my muscle memory taking over in some spots like Swamp, and on the other hand, I don't know. There were a couple small things, a couple of extra bonks. Other than that, the bosses were really good.
Going back to the early game, though, we were curious. Both of you double dipped Eastern, and was it just because you figured it would be faster to come back with the boots and silvers?
Yeah, that's sure. Let's make that our reasoning.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot that I had the Eastern big game. That's it.
We actually came up with that exact reasoning by the time we went back there. It's like, no, we're gonna have the mirror when we go back there. And that's silvers, it'll be fine.
I mean, if only one of you had done it that way, I would have been like, okay, it's carelessness. And but since both of you did it, I'm like, okay, are they planning this?
That was the one and only real. Oh, I guess we could have done that.
And our tracker T Sigma pointing out that this would have been a heck of a match if it had been all dungeons and you had to get Kane out of GT before you could do the pendant dungeons.
Oh, that would have been gross.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we'll make Pilot Week all dungeons.
No thanks.
Please don't. This
we get a lot of racers quitting if we did.
for anybody that has never done piloting. Piloting is 100 times more stressful than running will ever be.
I can imagine, especially when you're trying to work out key logic on the fly in addition to item logic.
Exactly. That's the issue. Is like the first 20-30 minutes are just absolute chaos.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's why you did the Bombos grab, for instance, because it's like, there are keys in Turtle Rock and Mire. What do these keys lead to? Are we going to need them? Just pick up the Bombos to be safe.
Well, actually, that was more for Cold Stare, because we knew that it was going to be a fighter star Cold Stare fight.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, too. And didn't want to have to first buy potions because, well, the game was nice about giving you bottles. The bottles didn't really have much in them.
Yeah, it looks like Phant right now, he just picked up the red cane and his 4th bottle in GT, so it looks like he's going to go get that tempered sword here.
Feels gonna have to do towering, right?
Yeah.
No, there's one in Hope Room, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I looked that up later. Yeah. I didn't want to give you a reason to want Kane.
But at this point, he knows that Ares already won. Might as well not make things too much torture for himself.
I think the last few minutes would have been a lot less embarrassing if I had tempered, but oh well.
It was all part of the plan.
And he's going to have to use bomb strats, though, for that last switch hit because he's run out of magic. And those Gibdos are being a serious pain, too.
Okay, well, I think the same would have happened to me here as well, so I guess it would have been, pretty similar to what happened on Ganon.
Yep. And there's his temper sword. You're going to pick up probably another key in this next room and make his way up.
Now that's interesting. I guess it was slightly faster than if he had to chase around those mini Helmas up top. But yeah, how are you guys feeling about your standings in the league overall? With the win, you've now pulled into third place in your division.
Mystery. Can't wait.
Yeah, who do you guys have next week? Pug
It's gonna
Trio,
be
wow.
It's Andy and Witty Words.
You know who's matching up against whom yet?
I believe so. That Flane is going to take Andy, and I'm getting Witty Words.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to those.
Good. Glad somebody is.
That seems to be all the runners' favorite week is Mystery Week. So, I mean, me personally, I enjoyed this week, and I'll enjoy a little bit of week 6 here. We get to Key Sandy all dungeon, so. But that's just me, though, so.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. The AD keys is fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to any keys on the last co-ops.
I think with no cross keys this season, people are excited, hoping to get a cross keys like mode in Mystery Week.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have. I mean, it's unfortunate that we, it's not part of the normal this week, or this year. But yeah, at least we still get a chance at it, even though I despise cross keys.
Well, as you might have seen from the weights, if you get entrance shuffle, we did set a 69% chance of key sanity.
Oh, that is lovely.
I think next year for this league, I think you just need to let all the runners, we're going to have a big poll, and they can choose all the weeks. But then the admin gets to choose one week of where it can be pure cruelty.
I would like to just see something normal spoiler log as well. I think it's a mode that has a lot of room to grow, especially with like different modes. If people get a bit more used to it, it's still like relatively niche, but I think it is such a good way to balance rando and like the way the NMG is set up. I think it's the best race mode at the moment. So I would like to see more of it. Like the co-op spoiler is fun, but it's like so much work for the pilot, and it's super stressful. Just the single player mode is just a bit more balanced in that regard, I guess.
Yeah, and a bit easier to schedule too. We had so many matches this weekend just because getting four people's schedules to match up is a lot harder than getting 2 people's schedules to match up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, if I added them up right, over half the races for this week was here Friday, Saturday, or Sunday this week.
I think over 3/4 of the races were Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, was it that many? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been a crazy last few days, and I think we're all ready to move on to Mystery Week at this point. But yeah, Phant got to go through those Wizrobe rooms with the Cane of Samaria. Sure, it's a bit of a relief for him.
Most that's really fun, but they're really tight.
Well, gentlemen, thanks everyone. I have to step away, so thanks everybody for the restream, and GG everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And Eri, you're welcome to hang out while Phant finishes. You guys can chat, or if you have to split as well, we can follow Phant the rest of the way.
Yeah, I can hop back in once Phant's finished. I'll just lurk around a bit.
Sounds good. He uses that key from under the pot downstairs to get to Moldorm here and takes the fall.
Well, since we got a couple seconds here, let's just kind of fill everybody in for the schedule for the rest of the day here. Just 2 more matches left today. We got one here at 2 o'clock between OP Got Good versus Pug Trio. You'll see Wall Kicks versus Andy. That is here on Speed Gaming at 2 o'clock. And then the last match of the week here be at 5 o'clock. Shack Tools Digging Game versus But We're Buddies. You got Aussie versus Fantalis. And again, that will be here on Speed Gaming. And that will conclude week number 4 of the spoiler log of the tournament. So just a little over halfway through the regular season.
And yeah, but both of those races are going to be interesting because they feature a 6-1 team going against a team still looking for their first win. So in both cases, you know, can these down on their luck teams finally pull an upset? Should be both fun races.
Oh yeah, it'd be interesting to watch, especially since I don't know the complete details, but from my understanding, the bottom team of each division unfortunately will go down to the Open next year, and then the top 4 of the Open League will come up. So, and then for the playoffs, I mean, they take top 3 of each division. 2 and 3 will play each other, and then 1 gets the winner of that 2-3 matchup. And all those playoffs are best of 5, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they are. And the thing about that bottom team in each division dropping down, you know, it gives teams incentive, something to play for even when they're eliminated from playoff contention. So, you know, all 32 teams in the Invitational League earned their way there, and they've all been playing really well. Some of them have, you know, been playing a bit better than others, but we've had a ton of exciting matches, and, you know, any of these teams are fully capable. It'll just be a matter of seeing, you know, who's able to get in just enough wins to avoid dropping down.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too. I mean, if you get a chance to look at the standings, go to the league webpage, ALTTPRleague.com, and just check out the standings. I mean, it's crazy how tight all these divisions are, even through 4 weeks. I mean, you see several teams here in each division that they're roughly 2 or 3 teams here fighting for that last playoff spot. Like we look here in the Kakariko division with Air 216 getting the 3 points. I mean, that puts them now in a tie for 3rd place, but there's still Bomb Squad is only a game behind them. If you look at the Lostwood division right now, there's 4 teams in a tie for 2nd place. And then if we look here at the Dark World here, Misery Mire again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 teams in a tie for 2nd, and another team that's a game back. And then finally the Skull Woods. I mean, that one's a little bit more open. You got 3 teams within that 3rd place position. So.
And meanwhile, Phant just misses the triple on Ganon, but gets that 4th silver arrow in. So GG's for him sticking it out.
Yeah, he's going to cross that bridge with an official time here of maybe, yeah, there it goes, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 1 second. So throw your GGs into chat there for Phant's side. Did a great job finishing that race.
And as we wait for them to get in here, I just want to give a huge shout out to our tracker T Sigma, who, you know, also single-handedly did the entire back end for the website.
Yeah, he's definitely got a full plate on his hands right now.
And we have Phant joining us in here, and Eriror is still in here, so GG's, guys.
Yeah, I apologize for the delay, everybody.
No problem. I mean, that was a rough cold stare fight.
It sure was. As soon as I missed the spin, because I'm not used to doing that with Fighter Sword too often, and it's like, oh yeah, I need to be closer earlier.
Right.
I'm so used to like the Master Sword timing.
Just a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Just a hair.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
God, good job sub-houring that seed though. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I'm really happy about how we rolled it.
Yeah, I guess even from the beginning, we were discussing what each of you were doing to kill a little bit of time at the beginning while your pilots were reading logs. And Eri, you went and did an immediate Houlihan. Phant, you went and harvested bombs, and turned out you needed the Houlihan later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the Houlihan later
was
was mainly my fault for two things. Because one was we had rupees around, like enough rupees to grab some stuff. And I needed to buy some bombs, which I found out later I didn't need to buy some bombs. So I did a couple, multi-minute time loss save and quits because I wasn't thinking straight. Like, oh yeah, I had this fire rod that could hit this crystal switch in Paradox Cave.
Did you know you can use the fire rod to hit that crystal switch?
I did, but my brain took a while to wake up today.
Both of us forgot we had the fire rod, which can do that.
But we had enough rupees routed out where we didn't need to. If I didn't, have that brain fart right there, we would have been fine without the Houlihan room. There are just enough 20s and everything else around so we could get along the way to pod.
Also, I guess technically Zora wasn't required.
Yeah, it wasn't. We got it anyway.
It was that or Thieves Town.
Yeah, we didn't have to dip into Thieves Town this way, which was probably faster than going to Zora.
And again, you guys both pulled the Thieves Town big key, and I hadn't read the spoiler log at that point, and... Oh, no, it came off the old man, so you were getting that anyway. Never mind.
Yeah.
I also noticed both of us didn't do the Eastern in first trip, even though it looked like it was technically possible.
With the bow.
I definitely didn't realize that bow was on sync until after I was looking at the thing. Like, how did you guys get a bow already? Where was the bottle? Oh, there's one in sync. That's awkward.
Yeah, and the other bow also. I mean, that was an incredible hammer landmo. At the same time, you could have just gotten the silvers.
I know.
No, Freddie reminded me of that later, but I was pretty proud of the hammer landmo. I think I didn't even realize. I think I got two at the same time or something. Because maybe one right as it popped out. Because I only remember killing two of them and seeing the animation for two of them. So I don't know, but I'm proud I got to whip out the hammer strats there. It's something you don't see every day. So especially since even with the fire rod, I had no magic because that was like right after I died to Cold Stare and I just had nothing.
Yeah, we were in. How can I get magic? Like, well, we have a bunch of bosses we can do. We gotta go get a pod key somewhere. I guess we'll just get the one. I also there's just a bunch of small things like the whole ice palace and pod rupee and bow thing frazzled me too much the rest of the scene. And I forgot silly things like you can just hookshot over to Spike Room and get the key that way.
Yep.
I haven't used that room in many moons.
Yeah, this was definitely an early morning thing for both of us. I basically woke up, made myself look pretty for the camera, and basically turned on my SNES, loaded the seed, and went.
I woke up 20 minutes before the seed.
I don't know why you guys scheduled 8 a.m. on a Sunday.
No, it's just time zones are tough. I think the most difficult matches to schedule are like West Coast US and anywhere in Europe. There's a very small window that's actually doable. Usually us on the West Coast end up taking the hit on that. I'm used to it. So
yeah, I have classes at 7 in the morning. I've been waking up for those. So it's like, it's fine. I'm sure I'll be plenty awake for this.
Yeah,
no,
but that's not to say like at a better time we would have beaten Eriror and Big Dunka here, because I knew going in Eriror had a big execution advantage. Eriror 216 is one of the best teams in the league, just by pure execution. So I knew it was a long shot coming in, but I feel like looking at all the really big mistakes I did, the Cold Stare death. 3 or 4 multi-minute save and quit losses. I feel like if I didn't do those and played well, I still would have lost. but not as embarrassingly.
I mean, it was a hard seed, so I wouldn't call it.
It was.
No, come
Yeah.
on, give yourself some credit, really.
Yay, Hammerland though. So.
You know, though, with time zones, I was thinking, you guys as teams, just within your teams, have these time zone craziness, and you're
Yeah, but Yagamoth is a madman, and nobody understands how his sleep schedule works. He seems to be more in tune with the West Coast than actual Europe.
It's true. It's true.
And then you also get to face OP Got Good, and they're also, West Coast plus Europe team.
Oh yeah, that's right. They got splits too. It's okay. I feel like we're coming into the quote unquote easier half of our schedule now.
Everybody here is good, mind
Not
you.
easy.
Just going up against
like I said,
Pug Trio and Air 216, I think are two contenders to win the whole thing early on. It's like, man, everything else is still going to be tough, like really tough. But we feel like we're now past the two titans of the league, so we have more of a chance, I think, versus some of the upcoming teams. Yeah, no discredit to the other teams as well, just more of a compliment to these last two teams who are just insanely good at the game.
Yeah, every team in these leagues are good. Like, it's tight races all around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, we should probably let you guys get out of here, and maybe those of you on the West Coast take a nap to recover from your...
I got another tournament to go
rides.
right into.
Oh, lovely. Well, good luck with that.
Busy Sunday, yeah.
But once again, give these runners a follow. I'm looking forward to seeing them through the rest of the league here. And also, thanks again to our tracker, T Sigma, incredible guy. Bandman, thanks for joining me here.
No, and thank you for letting me come with you today. It's been thoroughly enjoying this tournament this year, and it's always great to be involved. I know they're always looking for more volunteers, so you can find all that information on Discord.
And yeah, come right back here in about an hour and a half for our next league race of Wall Kicks versus Andy, piloted by Sir Linkalot and Futon, respectively. And that'll, as we were saying, be in this same division, so that race could have implication for these guys' race could have implication for them. You never know. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to you guys for commentating and putting on the show. It's always an honor to be restreamed and have an awesome commentary duo going over the action. I look forward to watching the VOD back later. Definitely.
It was a lot of fun watching it alongside running. It's always a nice distraction.
Yeah, we did see you jump into chat, Ari.
That's the best part about these spoiler pilot ones. Is like you get to interact with everybody. You can see what your opponent's doing, and
Agreed.
Yeah. So sometimes maybe I should watch the individual streams back and hear what you're actually saying to your pilots. That's got to be some colorful conversation.
You could hear me and Fred walking out or waking up from the grave here for the first 20 minutes. It's
oh yeah, by the way, I
something.
stop by get that hook shot.
Yeah, the hook shot.
Halfway up the mountain.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to get over there? I don't have a mirror. Like, you don't have a hammer either. You just hook shot over. Oh wait, you're supposed to get the hook shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that early on. We got into our groove about 30-40 minutes in.
Yeah. About right after that ice palace stuff.
Yeah, that was the turning point there.
Yep.
Nothing but great.
From there on out, it's Hammerland moves and Tempered Swords. And
yeah, we found the Tempered Sword just for the enjoyment of viewers seeing how awful of a location that was. For the Tempered Sword.
Go get
Yeah, the
your
pilots had
Samara.
already been spoiling it in chat at that point.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the pilots are perfectly welcome to do that. That's one of the nice things about Spoiler Week.
Definitely a completely different dynamic, both from like a viewer standpoint and a runner standpoint. That's why I love this league so much. And shout out to all the organizers of the league. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I think I've talked enough myself. GG's again to Eriror, by the way. Sick run. That was excellent.
Jeez, again, good luck in the last few weeks, and yeah, maybe
You guys
see
too.
in the bracket finals or something.
Can only hope.
Yeah, GG's again to all our runners. Good luck. I'm looking forward to Mystery Week. And yeah, have a great Sunday.